Come on in for the fastest hour in hockey. It's the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, Season 5. Nick Kyprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, and Derek Brandeo. We're live on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, Sportsnet Plus. And if you don't catch us live, you can catch us on YouTube.
And Kyper reads all the comments.
So he used to. When we were actually live on YouTube.
When we were live, I'd have it on live, and you'd follow the comments, and there were some.
That's how we got to know.
There were some real
Susie
good
Q
ones
and friends back in the day.
But there was a lot of comments on our first show. I know around the Connor McDavid stuff, a lot of people had opinion on YouTube, and it's all welcomed.
I love it.
Right?
That's why we do it.
And a thumbs up. Remember, we used to ask for thumbs up.
Yeah.
We can still ask YouTube for thumbs up, Sammy.
Just give an air thumbs up at home.
Right? Jam-packed show. We got the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs in a few minutes. Brad Treliving will join us. We'll ask him a ton of questions on what he expects this season. Ask him what he thought early off of a home game last night where the Toronto Maple Leafs lost 3-2 in their first home exhibition game, which had a lot of familiar faces in that lineup as a shortened training camp, only a couple of games at home. Craig Berube building solid lineups that are pretty close to what we expect, I think, in October.
Yeah, it was a good night up until the baseball also existed.
Can I ask you, Kyper? We all watched the Leafs a little bit, but judging from the tone in the group text when I was trying not to look at my phone, and I actually walked away from the TV multiple times because I couldn't watch the Yankees. I was too stressed. You were in on the Jays last night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
There's some Jays watching going on.
I was all over the Jays game, and then Sportsnet also had the Yankees, so it would be like flipping back and forth. I'm like calling for double plays in the Yankee game. Please get us out of this inning and all of it. So it was fun. It was a fun night of Sportsnet watching last night.
Yeah, I, for one, am stunned that the Chicago White Sox didn't get it done. I cannot believe that their jobber closer came in and threw a pitch to the backstop on a full count.
Your one pitch of ending this
2 outs,
thing.
2 strikes.
And making all of us very happy. And you would have missed the Empire State Building with that pitch.
And the pitch right before that, Bellinger just got a piece of it and fouled it back, and then it gets another pitch, full count. Here we go.
What's very confusing is the catcher didn't even touch it.
No, it was gone.
He
was trying to throw that through the backstop. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, we're going to get into hockey.
I'm going tonight, so I'm terrified.
Oh, you're going
I'm going tonight.
Oh, my God, you're going to die.
Yeah, I'm going tonight.
One game here.
Yeah.
We're up one game.
The Toronto Blue Jays have never needed a win like they need a win tonight.
Magic number's 4. They're playing 5 more baseball games. The Yankees have baseball games. They're okay, boys. They're okay.
Red Sox throwing Garrett Crochet tonight, who is, I think, maybe the favorite for the American League Cy Young.
He's got all sewn up, would you say, Crochet?
Pretty good. Jays have Max Scherzer, who gave up 5 runs, though, getting an out against Kansas City. And the Yankees are throwing Max Fried at the White Sox tonight. So another tough night. So I can't wait, boys.
Bet365, we need you. We need to be able to place bets on this.
I hate baseball.
In a few minutes, we're going to welcome in the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Brad Treliving. Sammy, you got all your pent-up questions over the summer ready for him?
I just put them on the lineup there for you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Start of a closer relationship this year. We're going to talk to the Leafs a bit more. I'm excited about this. I don't know. I want to.
You think so?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay.
We've shaken a couple hands, greased a few wheels, Kip. Trying to get a couple
people
on the show.
All right. Get your questions ready for Austin and Willie. And
by the way, this is year 5. Still have never interviewed Austin Matthews in my career.
Never.
No. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, in the meantime, we got the general manager.
We do.
Brad Treliving. Let's welcome him into the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Tree, thanks for doing this. And you must be real disappointed that the Jays are sucking all the oxygen out of the Toronto Maple Leaf room right about now. I mean, in all seriousness, are you watching from afar a little bit while you guys slowly start the season? Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah. We got to keep the Jays going until January if we can. Right? No, it's been fun. I've been following them. I'm a baseball fan, so got a chance to get down to the ballpark a couple of times over the course of the summer, but it's exciting. It's getting to the exciting part of the year, and so we've got our Jays hats on for sure.
Plenty of questions to get into with your hockey club, but I just want to ask you a general question right now, Brad, in terms of, your general manager duties throughout the summer. There must be 85, 90% teams right now that aren't overly pleased completely with their hockey club in terms of the visions that they have moving forward. I would put you included. And yet it was such a quiet summer of the lack of trades, or even what I think maybe the lack of communication between teams to move bodies. And do you have a reason for that? Is it a new CBA? Is the cap going up? Or is it just teams not willing to pull the trigger just yet? Like, was it as quiet as I think it was?
Yeah, it was, Nick. It was in terms of just the movement. I think there's always communication. There's always lots of activity, not necessarily lots of achievement. And the reason why is couple theories. I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with the CBA, other than you had, number one, financially, you had a cap that increased significantly for the first time in a long time. So there wasn't, in most cases, there wasn't any real financial pressure, right? Where we've seen in the past where a team has either got financial pressure here with contracts that are due now, or where they see a year from now where they've got to get ahead of it, and make some room. Nobody was looking to there wasn't somebody standing there and saying, I've got to throw two bodies over the over the boat here just to get under the cap. So that was number one. And I think we were also in an environment where I think everybody's trying to take a step. People weren't trying to get rid of players; they were looking for players. And teams that are feel that they're in contention status are always looking to get better. Those teams that were, coming through rebuilds or developing teams, they're also looking to take a step. So there just wasn't, up until now, to this stage, there hasn't been an availability of players. You're seeing more and more teams with the increase in cap space now, teams signing their own guys. So there wasn't, even going back to free agency, there wasn't a whole lot of movement. So I think for that reason, you saw, not as much activity on the trade front. But though, then you get into this time of the year, and everybody's trying to get a little sense of what they've got in house, and see who's, everybody. And you're right, you're always worried about a spot or so on your team, and so those conversations begin to pick up now, and you go from there.
So, Tree, one thing that you've referenced in some pressers and even are sort of alluding to here is, you had wanted to add maybe another top six forward to play perhaps alongside Matthews and Nyes. What do you see, like, playoffs? When playoffs start on that right wing position, what is the path to getting that solved, to finding the answer you want alongside Austin Matthews?
Well, I think step one right now is seeing. I know everybody's focused on that one spot, and I get it, and certainly we are. But you don't know where chemistry is going to come from, right? You don't know where, who may have a match. You can sit here and put it down on a piece of paper, but everybody everybody will have an opinion on it, but till you get out on the ice and you see who fits with who, and some of it too is sort of the job description, right? We all know what the prototypical top six forward looks like in terms of creating offense and those types of things, but sometimes it needs a little bit of a different ingredient, whether it's defensive player, somebody that can get in on a forecheck and create loose pucks, create space, all those types of things. So I think for us, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves and looking at the playoffs. We're looking at, and it sounds like a motherhood statement, but we're just kind of looking at tomorrow, right? Like that we got to go through camp here and see if there's chemistry with different guys that we have right now. And so that's the process, right? You practice, you talk, Chief and I'll talk every day. We talk with our staff in here of different ideas. You're looking internally, you look externally. It's easy to say, let's go get a top six forward. Well, who is that? What is the cost? So that's really where we're focused at, Justin, is okay, we've got our group in camp. We're 6 days in or whatever we are. Is there a fit? We've seen Michelli up there. Right now they've had one preseason game under their belts. Max is just now back joining the group. He was working through an injury the first few days. So, and maybe there's some other, maybe there's something else internally. So we're going to continue to look internally, while also continue to look outside and see is there an availability for somebody that can come in and help us.
You're watching and listening to the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Brad Treliving. Tree, in our heyday, man, you had a lot of tomorrows in training camp, 2-a-days, 10, 12 exhibition games, plenty of time to kind of sort things out. That's not the case anymore. And I'm just wondering, with such a compressed schedule now for exhibition games and knowing that we're a little over a week to game one, how much pressure does that put on someone like Easton Cowan, who's trying to crack the opening lineup, to Michelli to show chemistry, to, some of the other guys who are challenging as well?
Yeah, I think, Nick, you're right. The camps are different now. You go through them pretty quick. I think there's different stages of camp. Like, the first 3 days are really sort of a grind. Those are the grind 3 days. It's getting all the summer skate off and getting back to bumping a little bit, and then you get into the next phase, which is, from the coach's perspective, a little bit more system play, probably a little bit more teaching, and now you start. There's competition within camp, right? We've got a lot of, specifically talking up front, we've got a lot of players here, so there's competition in where, like you said, where you can find chemistry, where you fit. As far as a young player, I think it's really important for them just to keep the picture small, right? Like you start, I know everybody and you guys do a great job of projecting stuff and opening day rosters and where's everybody going to fit and how do you make a team? Well, how do you make a team is you just stack a good day on top of a good day. So for a guy like Easton, his focus has got to be small. It's just getting ready and having because for those guys, the window is small, right? The window is short. I always tell young players, don't dip your toe in, because you're going to wake up and all of a sudden 3 or 4 days have gone by and, people start making decisions. So just start putting good day after good day, worry about today. That's all you can really worry about. And then you recharge and get ready for tomorrow. And in Easton's case, I think he's had a really good camp thus far, right? He's I know him and Craig have talked a lot leading up to camp of just some of the things that he wants to see. He came in, he's, like all these younger guys do, they're more mature, they're bigger, stronger as each year goes by. He had another, had another summer behind him where he can work on his body. So, it's his third camp. You feel more comfortable in the surroundings. It's not all new. So I think, in particular, two young guys that have caught my eye is Easton and Ben Danford's had he played again last night, and I thought acquitted himself really well. And for them, it's keeping the picture really small, just worrying about tomorrow. Don't get 2 weeks ahead of yourself or 3 weeks ahead of yourself or start looking around at the numbers. You can't control any of that. You can just control how well you play. And I think both have acquitted themselves well.
There's some other action going on around your roster right now. In terms of the Joseph Woll absence, I know we're not going to get into what specifically is going on, but I am curious how much of your time finding a solution there is being used. Is it something serious that you've got to make plans for, or is this something that just kind of wait for him to come back?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to give Joe some space, and I appreciate that, Justin. Excuse me. He's he's doing well, and for right now, Joe's not available to us. So we're there to support him and do everything we can, and we certainly expect him back. But at this point, we don't know when that is. So it's like anything, right? An opportunity now presents itself for somebody else. We think we've got good depth at the position. Does that mean that we don't continue to look? You're always looking, right now, if something didn't, at every position, you're looking at ways to get better, right? You're always looking ways to get better. Is there something out there that's better than what we have? That's sort of the question we ask our staff every day. We like this player out here. Okay, what does he do? Who's he better than in what we currently have? So we do that at all positions. Joe's situation, has put us in a position where we look at it, but we also want to give an opportunity to Dennis right now and Artie, and in Dennis's position, this was kind of his time for me, right? Like, he's had 2 years now over in North America. He's going into his third year here. He's shown, he's been spectacular at times in the American Hockey League. He got a little taste last year. So he's had a really good camp thus far. He was real good last night. So there's an opportunity that opens up for him, right? And so now your job as a player is grab a hold of it, and myself and our staff will continue to look whether a player was taking a leave or not. Is there other avenues to make us better? So we'll continue that process, and we're hopeful and real optimistic that we'll see Joe, before too long.
Brad, you may feel like you have depth, but what you definitely don't have is experience now. And this is an organization that we've seen third goalies like a Matt Murray in the past to be a little bit of that cushion here. So in your mind moving forward, is there a cutoff date if in fact that, you may not have Joseph Woll for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? Is there depending on what you see early, is it a short leash for these guys to back up Stolars? I mean, you just go day to day on this?
Yeah, it's a little bit all of the above, Nick, and this is something that we talked a lot over the summer with before any of this came up is if you go back a couple of years, we had Marty Jones in here, and really the feeling was to have more depth there, and to your point, more experience depth. Going to last year, Matt Murray came off double hip surgery. In Dennis's case, he had only had 1 year under his belt there. We had two, if we go back to last year at this time, we had, we were between Joseph and Anthony. There's question marks there on the number of games that they've played. And we wanted just to have a little bit of insurance blanket. And, at some point you have to have people swim a little bit. You got to take the training wheels off and let them ride. And, that's certainly the case that we're looking at with Dennis right now. Now, that's not to say we continue to look and say, is there other avenues to support us better here, hopefully in the short term, and we'll continue to look at that. Dennis has got an opportunity in front of him. Arturs has got an opportunity in front of him, and I'm hopeful that they'll grab it, and we'll continue to look at and review daily. Is there another option to best support the guys that we have right now and the group as a whole?
And just to close the book on the goalie conversation, any update on Stolar's contract? Is that something you think will get looked after before the season starts?
Well, I don't like to talk too much about contract negotiations, other than we're certainly talking with their side, and I'm always optimistic until I'm not. So we'll continue to work away at it. The good news is we got Anthony. He's under contract for this year. He had a terrific year last year. We're hopeful that we can get something done, but we know that there's really no immediacy for it right now, in the sense that he's under contract, and I'm expecting him to have another real good year. But we're certainly working away with it, and hopefully we can get to the finish line here before too long.
If you don't get a deal, would you be happy with him coming up to you and saying, I'm going to bet on myself and make you pay a lot more after a real successful year?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing I've always found is for competitors, which Anthony is, they are very confident in their abilities, and I'm really, really confident in him. And we've had lots of communication, obviously, both with his agent and Anthony and myself. It's been open dialogue. I think we both know where each other's side is, and like I said, I'm confident that we can get something done. But I don't look at it as a dire situation at all. I look at it as he's poised to have a really good year. If we can get something that gets done before the season starts and give us some certainty there, that would be my preference. But if not, I know we're going to have a real motivated player to go out and have a really good year.
Brad, a couple more for you here. Appreciate your time today. Just want to ask you about a new look bottom six this year. You bring in a couple of big bodies in Joshua and Waugh, and there's just a lot of bodies right now. You guys have, I would say, more NHL caliber depth players than I can recall the Leafs having. What is that presenting for you as a general manager?
Well, it gives you options right now, Justin. It gives you a little bit right now. Nick got banged up a little bit. He was off the ice for a few days, so he skated today. We haven't seen, that's the early part of camp, right? You're trying to get pairings together and interchange some people. So we haven't necessarily seen, Nick at full strength in game action yet, or where it all sits out. We certainly have some ideas in mind that we've discussed over the summer. But what I think it does is it gives us a little bit of options. And two things: it gives competition, and lots of times in training camp, as you two know, you can pencil in a lot of the names at where they're going to be. And here, I think there's some real competition there, and there's different styles of players. We've got lefties, righties. We've got, I like our depth in the middle of the ice. We've got guys that can play on a power play, can play on a penalty kill. So I think right now it's going to come down to number one, performance. And then, as I said before, where we can see some fits. I know, Craig is intrigued by, Dakota and Nick as a possible pairing there. You've got size, you've got forechecking ability. And just in the brief little bit we've seen them in camp together, they're two big men that play down, that are hard to handle down low. You've got Nick, that he's really intriguing for me as a right-handed centerman. And I think he's really excited about potential role here. So you're right. There's lots of bodies here right now. And as we talked about, we've got some young guys pushing as well. So ultimately it comes down to performance. And we said to the team at the end of the day, this 3 weeks here, what we're looking for is ultimately who can help us win, and who's going to thrive in the role that we're going to need them to play. And that's really what this next, we're 2 weeks from the bullets flying for real. So that's really where a lot of our focus is where does everybody fit? Who do they fit best with, and who's performing best?
Brad, I got to ask you about the blue line, because the depth has never been better, but the thought is still that Morgan has to be that guy that rises above all. How deep were the conversations all summer with Morgan in terms of him finding that 60, 70-point kind of feel again for him?
Yeah, I think, Morgan and I had a good chat, you know, after the season, and I think it was just a real honest discussion. And, you know, what we need is, we don't need anything more than just, we need the best version of Morgan. And what was really gave me a lot of confidence is, you guys know him. He's a proud guy. He's you know, he's a truthful guy, right? We all know when we can be better, and he took it to heart. And like I said, I always laugh at the beginning of every training camp, because everybody's in the best shape of their life, and everybody's either lost 10 pounds or gained 10 pounds, and everybody looks good. But Morgan really, there was a fire to him this summer. We're in the facility, and I don't remember many days that Morgan wasn't here. And so he really put a lot of work in his preparation this year. And you're right. We need, it's not a secret, we need the best version of Morgan. I'm really confident that we're going to get it. But that, it doesn't just stop at Morgan. You know, I like our blue line. We've got, you know, we start the year now with Carlo here, who came late last year. There is depth there. It's an experienced group, and then you've got some guys pushing from underneath, which at the end of the day, to be a good organization, you need that at all positions. You need people pushing, and we certainly have that. So we talk about the 6 or 7 guys, or however many you keep up here, but you're going to go through injuries. And we saw it last year, especially up front. We had a lot of injuries, but I think it can be a, you know, it can be a real stabilizer for our team as our defense. But we need all of them contributing to the level that they can. And like I said, through the first, whatever we've been through here now, 5 or 6 days, I've been happy with that. I've been happy with some of the maybe the names that aren't talked so much, you know, that are pushing, and they're eager to get a spot on the roster as well.
All right, the biggest name of them all, Austin Matthews. I was telling the guys here yesterday, I like the fact that he's given the media like a small window to mention Mitch Marner a few more times, and then that's it. It's over. Your early impressions of your captain.
Yeah, I mean, he sets the tone for us. You know, for when you're out, you know, to me, it starts in his preparation. You know, Austin was back here early in the summer, and it's amazing when he shows up. It seems to be everybody else is here now then too. So that he was here probably a month before we got going, and just the preparation he puts. I've said it since I got here. The preparation he puts towards his craft, the way he practices, the level. You know, he sets the standard. And I think for any team, any organization, when your top guys are working the hardest and competing the hardest, that's the level that everybody else has to follow. So he's been dialed in since the start of camp, and he's feeling good physically. He looks good. He looked dangerous last night. It's the first preseason game, first game in a number of months for a lot of guys, but he's been dialed in, and you know, he's the tip of the spear for us, and everybody else follows. So I've been real happy and glad. Just number one, just he's healthy, he's ready, and he looks good.
Brad, we really appreciate your time. Enjoy the ball game tonight.
Oh, it's good to hear you guys back on the air. You can that 6-month hiatus is over. Time to get back to work.
Let's see if you feel that way in about a month.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tree. Appreciate it.
Brad.
See you guys.
Brad Treliving, general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Good
All
stuff.
Right. So what do you want to pick a few things out of that?
I got one.
We got a little time here. Or
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to go to break?
Well, we got all day. Well, I mean, by all day, I mean 20
All right.
minutes. But what's your
Who is
first
that?
We're all going to say it at the same time. It's the Joseph Woll thing.
Goalie.
Yeah,
Goalie.
That felt like maybe he's not coming back next week.
No. You don't. Guy doesn't go home. And you know what I found kind of, you know, I mean, listen, we all want to respect whatever's going on. We're not prying or
talking from a
anything,
hockey
but we're just
perspective.
talking from a a perspective that, when a guy has a leave of absence and needs to go home for whatever reason or go somewhere, it's not to come back in 3 or 4 days.
No.
So I don't see him coming back for a month.
Whoa.
Really?
Think about it.
A
Right?
month? So
Think about it.
October, like almost
conjecture.
like Halloween.
Throwing things out.
October it's September 24th.
Listen, and when I say that, I'm talking about how long he'll be out of the lineup.
Yeah, because he's got to ramp back up and
He
gets
needs
practice.
He'll need 10 days,
maybe go to the Marlies for a conditioning
right?
stint or
So
something.
if he's gone for 2 weeks,
yeah.
he'll need close to another 2 weeks to get ready to play. He's missed training camp.
Yeah.
Okay?
I actually think that's a bigger deal than
He's
people
missed
realize.
training camp.
Not
Go ask
with him, just in
Swayman
general.
in Boston
Oof,
what
God,
missing training camp does.
Yeah.
Go ask these guys. It's a big deal for a goalie to miss training camp.
So
But I mean, to his point, which he said to you guys, that
likes the depth.
well, no, not even that. Like they do need, and you brought it up with the Murray thing, and he brought up Martin Jones before. They do need to have a third sort of veteran goalie
But
anyway.
if he's,
with these two goalies,
I'll say kind of the same thing I've said for a few. If he's not looking right now hard, he's not doing his job.
So, it sounds like you and maybe Tree, perhaps Sam, don't think can be a serviceable NHL backup yet.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. And
I thought he looked all right last night. He's
Okay.
big, but gives me
Yeah, you look good.
big time Jonas Gustafsson vibes.
Yeah, he's not the
Guys.
most assertive at times.
No.
He was good last night.
82 games, long season. We've seen teams bury themselves in October to mid-November. And it's not necessarily
do it
that
most
you're going to, is the month
No, it matters.
6
I see your
weeks
point. I see your point. It
gonna-
matters.
kill the Leafs season? No, but could it put them behind the 8 ball big time?
Could cost you a few losses. I'm a big believer too in the snowball of like, all right, we're good. Oh, hey, wow, the guys start to buy in more if you win early versus losing early and going, I don't like what this coach is saying. It doesn't work. You need to get early wins.
Asking Hildeby to come in now and hold the fort for a month,
Well,
I
it's
think
Stolarz.
is.
You might need him to play 40 times if it was a full season. Like,
But he hasn't played 40 times in 10, 12 years. Now he's going to do it?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, I'm even saying not Stolarz, but the backup is going to matter in Toronto. It's not your typical backup.
You have
role.
a couple
You're
of
a-
bad starts, and he looks like he's not NHL ready. You're going to be under the gun to get him out.
Mhm.
You don't want to. You don't also want to bury the guy's development either. He needs to play.
Totally.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Totally,
need to sit on the bench for a month either here and watch Stolarz
Play 10 to 12.
play to 10 to 12. And that's another story, by the way, that if you push Stolarz hard, what does it do to him? What does it do to his knees? What does it do to his health moving forward?
They need a goaltender.
Stolarz has never been a guy that has played over 35 games.
How are we 3 shows in and we're like, Leafs need a goalie?
Yes.
Yeah,
we are.
Goaltending is a position
Yes.
of strength. They need a goalie.
I think they need to go look for some experience right now.
Who's out there?
I don't
Who's
know.
out there?
Yeah. I mean, tough sell in this market.
I know.
The Morgan Riley thing too. Anything interesting out of that? Heart to heart at the end of the season? Him being in there early, seemingly in the best shape of his life season.
Yeah, it's great. I like
Yeah?
all that he said. That sounds wonderful.
Okay.
I don't have any.
So this whole time,
He wasn't?
Morgan struggled last season because he was not conditioned. That's what we saw. That's what we got out
that's
of.
the negative spin on it. Yes.
Okay, so he's moving better. He's
He's
going
improved.
to be a lot
himself.
quicker.
That would be great. Yeah.
And Joshua and Wah together as a pairing jumped out to me.
Wah was out there doing fancy things today.
Dakota Joshua is a massive guy.
Yeah, I liked him. Actually, just to not talk about exhibition game too much.
Yeah.
Some players look pretty good for the Leafs, doesn't it? I know they lost and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't matter.
Matthews looked dangerous.
No,
Joshua looked good. Cowan looked really
Except
good.
in overtime.
wouldn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
they're.
Pinto I didn't know Pinto was that fast.
I honestly, Matthews, that was full on like Yeah, what do we?
That was like he's
I'm not hooking
still
the guy down.
on the tennis court playing in Arizona, I think, there on that play.
Outside of that, it looks like he's moving good at least.
Well, OEL made a nice pass, Mitch Marner type of pass.
That was slippery. Yeah.
Can he do that about 40 more times?
Probably not. Probably
I
not.
don't think.
Yeah, but it was a nice goal, and he's
Well, even before that, there's 3 plays on that shift where I think him and Michelli, there was no chemistry early, but they do different things. They got to figure each other out.
He can pass it, that Michelli.
Yeah.
I don't know about in his own zone, but he can pass it.
You didn't love him.
He's
Let's just get it on record here. Let's not come out with a
he's really, he's like
small. Yeah.
He's really small. He's like Nick Robertson size.
so he had 2 good years in Utah. He had a 45 and a 50 points.
Technically, they were in Phoenix, but then they moved to Utah.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The franchise.
Yes.
He had 2, and then he had a disaster last year.
Yeah. We didn't have them, and now he's 32. He doesn't have he's 24. And he's already had 2 good seasons.
No, for sure. But
Yeah.
there's no reason why he can't get 40 apples or 50 apples again playing with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes.
If he can't, that's not the spot where he should be.
Nyes looks huge too. We should break, and
Yeah,
we'll
we
talk
should
about some non-leaf stuff after the break.
Okay, including Jonathan Toews
Yeah.
in Winnipeg.
Jets talk.
Jets talk
Coming
and
up.
more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. The Kyper, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. I do see McKee's mailbag on your little lineup.
It's a big lineup. It's 3 full pages, so don't call it little. That's a lot of time and effort.
It's
in
no
that.
Disco Dan, though.
Oh, buddy, listen.
Lineup.
I know it. If you want that, you're gonna pay me more.
All right, let's go to Jets talk.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Jonathan Toews. I saw him last night on my TV, and I had to
Good to see him.
I had to look up when he last played a hockey game.
2023 was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Too long, but happy for him. Full credit, applause. He's put in the work. Toured the globe. He's a hockey player, man. I'm excited he's back.
Would you like to hear his thoughts on his game last night?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Some good, some not so good. It is what it is. Felt like I made some plays, and as the game went along, just relaxed a little bit. And I think the conditioning is going to come, and the jump's going to come, and I think just the timing is going to be there too. So you just got to keep working at it, keep settling in your game, and trusting that at least I'm out there with some really good players.
Even more serious than when he last played.
Oh my! That's in the running for the worst clip in the history.
Taves, that's what you get. No,
Oh my God!
And he played 18 and a half minutes.
Not there to entertain you. Good. He's an interesting contract. At some point we're going to talk about
37 years old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
$2 million base salary.
$5 million in performance bonuses.
Games played, right?
Well,
Not
a lot
points?
of them are playoff
Games
bonuses. They're
games
playoff
played
bonuses.
and advancing in the playoffs.
$250 per playoff round
Yeah.
one, $1 million for a cup. So
So
$2 million in playoff success.
James
Related
Myrtle
bonuses.
from The Athletic wrote a pretty in-depth article.
It's very good.
And yeah, it's good. I had started hearing about loopholes for capologists back in July, but he does a nice job of breaking down various ways that
For the new playoff salary.
for the
cap.
new playoff salary cap. So, of course, we're coming off a year where it didn't matter. All the Sammy complaints over the last few years are supposed to be dead and buried about how Florida and Tampa Bay can go hide a player and then bring him back in the playoffs.
I'm the only one who complained about that.
They could feel a lot of people feel like it was addressed through the new CBA that kicks in this particular clause this season, where the cap will remain in the playoffs for the 20 players dressed that night.
Right. So that's exactly how fans can understand it. 20 players that are dressed that night, same salary cap. So that means you could have 15 million players in the press box.
That's right.
Doesn't matter. You can be, but
So one of his points was that if you feel like you've got a $6 or $7 or $8 million player underperforming and you want to go replace him with another $8 million player in the playoffs, you can, as long as you make sure that the both of them aren't in the lineup at the same time.
Yeah. So
That's going to be really interesting to see
because
what
teams
do.
have salary cap space. The Leafs are a good example that this year they'll likely accrue cap space leading up to the deadline. I've heard people say, well, that's not going to matter because you still need to be under the playoff cap. Well, they could still spend the space they accrue. And then you're going to have to make decisions in playoffs. Who are we dressing to be under the cap tonight? So the example in James's article is, let's say you're the Leafs and you have two goalies making about $3 million. If you wanted to put one of them in the press box and put Hildeby on the bench, you have another $2 million worth of player you could add somewhere else in your lineup. You know, so there's going to be ways around it. The point is having cap space is still good. There's still going to be ways to get better.
That's interesting.
And
That's
Jonathan
really
Toews, his salary really this year is $7 million. It's $2 million on a base AAV and $5 million in these performance bonuses, but they don't count
to the playoff.
In the playoffs. They could possibly be tagged on to the next season, but not during the playoffs. So this may be the way to go for a lot of players moving forward, is these performance bonuses that don't count until the following year.
So what you're telling me is none of Toews' bonuses count towards the playoff cap.
Correct.
Not for this season.
So there's already
a way around it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
But I think they'll change.
I'm sure Bill
some of this.
Zito won't figure it out. Yeah, sign them all.
So I think after this year, they'll have to find some ways to plug some of these holes that are already showing themselves. But I was thinking, like, who could you sign now on a purely bonus-laden deal that helps? Like I was thinking for the Leafs, I was like, did Pacioretty die? He was so good for them in the playoffs. Where did he go?
I think, didn't he retire? Did he just not come back?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, is there anyone out there that it's like, okay, we get a bonus-laden deal for a guy that
I loved Patches.
Hold on.
It's going to the biggest goal in the playoffs.
Not everybody can participate in a performance bonus kind of structure. I think it's limited.
Only if they play for the Florida Panthers?
I think only 35 years of age and older, and then also entry-level deals. So even if a guy like Connor Bedard hits $3 million in his entry-level contract,
still charge the entry level.
You in the playoffs, he'll be counted as 775,000 or 800 or whatever it is, and then the money that he earned will go on the following season as well.
I'm sorry you at home have to know any of this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's such a crappy conversation.
It's probably not going to matter much, but we'll explain it closer to the deadline.
No, eventually, though, the big companies like MLSE or MSG in New York, they're not going to care like some other team that's collecting nickels and dimes out of their coach, right?
So the ideal scenario is to have a really expensive goalie that's not playing well and have your younger, better goalie playing well.
Yeah.
And you can put your $7 million goalie in the press box and have $7 million to play with.
Totally.
That's like the ideal scenario.
Totally. What is Merzlikins making Columbus? I don't even know.
No idea.
Let's say he makes $3 million, $4 million, and Jet Greaves is their guy at entry level. Yeah, you'd go with Jet Greaves, and maybe you could put him in the press box. Merzlikins is in the press box. There are options.
But, I mean, that will be super fascinating.
The backup goalie thing will.
But like not even just that.
Or the third string goalie.
Like if you're the Florida Panthers and they're already $10 million over the cap, but they're whoever's on LTIR already, right? Kachuk said maybe come back in December or whatever I saw.
They were $5 million over the cap last year when they won the cup.
So, like they're gonna have to make a decision of a real player to come out of their lineup, or teams like that's gonna be a fun conversation to have. Like who you bring in, who you bring out.
Marchand's value would have had to come out of that
Yes.
lineup last year.
It's really sure wish he could have come out last year. Holy crap!
It's the 2021 Lightning, the 2015 Blackhawks, and last year's Panthers were the three teams that were well over the cap when they won the cup.
So quickly before I said we were gonna do a mailbag, I'm not even doing it. We just mentioned the Panthers. I saw a clip floating around the internet now, like we're doing the Amazon thing again, right? There's a new one coming out. They followed a bunch of stars. I saw a preview for it.
Yep.
And like in the clip, of course, they have Sam Bennett screaming at the Leafs bench, being like, "Are you scared? Are you scared?" Like, is it not hard enough to be a Toronto Maple Leaf fan that now we're in the era where you have to live through the horrors of watching this on television every spring, where it's like, oh my God, this sucks. It's the bane of my existence every year. You're the idiot Leaf fan. You believed again. Ha ha ha. And then every fall, they're like, how about you relive these horrors, but with more access? It's horrible. It's horrible. So now again, we're going to have to go through it. It's like more clips of the Leafs being scared and the Panthers being better. Awesome.
I got invited to the advanced screening
Good. I won't be going.
of the Leafs episode against Florida for the new
Great.
Amazon's face-off inside the NHL.
Hey, Amazon, love ya. Skip.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching.
I think there was a lot of Brendan Shanahan that followed him around last year, too.
Is that right? God. All right.
Sorry to get so upset about
You okay?
that. It just pisses me off. It's like Leaf fans, they're the butt of everyone's joke. And then it's like, hey, here comes the documentary about how big of losers you are again. Every fall.
Can you hear the Western Canada just laughing
Oh,
at
yeah.
Sammy
Listen,
right now?
it's their dream. It's everybody's dream. That's why they do it, because everybody loves to pile on.
All you YouTube followers right now, give Sammy a thumbs up for that little
great,
rant.
Great.
Alex Pietrangelo thinks there's a chance that he won't rule out playing this season. So is that another guy that gets to kind of, I don't know, sneak in, finagled into a cap?
I guess he's on LTIR, so he wouldn't be counting against their cap right now, right?
But the moment
I was
he
just thinking
plays
about how they could
a playoff game, his I don't know what he makes, 8.5, 9 has to go on that day's that roster's cap.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking of a way that Vegas is going to use it to cheat, but
no, I don't.
They can't
I
really
don't
do
think
it.
they can. Not with that
8.8.
contract. I
No.
don't think with that contract, because he signed it before he was 35.
it's a really surprising thing to read. I was on the NHL website today, and I thought he was, by all accounts, done, right? And now you're just like, oh, maybe he's coming back. Maybe he's just feeling better. I guess that's as much as it is. But you were pretty adamant that he wasn't going to be playing again. Like everybody was saying that he wasn't going to be playing again. So maybe he's coming back.
Well, anytime soon, anyways.
Yeah. Maybe in time for the Olympics, because you could use him on the back end there.
That would be nice.
No, I don't see that happening.
McKee's mailbag. We got to get one question in. Pontus Goldberg. What is the Leafs team's biggest need, and how can it be addressed? Goalie.
Well, before the show, I would have said their first line right wing, and then after talking to the GM, and I think the goalie.
Kyper?
Until Morgan proves me otherwise, point man on the power play.
Would you boys rather this is from Ethan? Would you boys rather take a Leafs Cup final loss to Marner,
Oh.
or
death?
or the Jays getting swept in the ALDS by the Yankees?
That's the stupidest question ever. Of course, getting swept by the Yankees. Like, not even close.
Yeah.
Are you making it all the way to the Stanley Cup final and having to come in here after Game 5 and having to look this guy in the eye?
Take the Stanley Cup
No
final. You
shot.
haven't had one
No shot.
for a gazillion years.
I couldn't do that, Kyper.
That's 2 months. That's 2 months of playoff hockey.
I'd rather die.
Maybe if I
die.
didn't work with you, I would pick that option. But I have to come in here and look at you, brother.
That's 3 rounds of you saying
Can't be
you
fully
won,
employed
Sammy.
with Gary Lawless and Millard
yeah.
at that point if they go that deep.
People are schedule change this year. Used to be Leafs hour 4 to 5, National 5 to 6. We're kind of in flux. Jays will be moving back to our normal time at some
You're
time.
not going to bump Barker and Blair here.
We don't know. It's called Blair and Barker.
Blair and
Yeah,
Barker.
yeah. But
I know the two individuals on the show.
I don't know when we'll go back, but eventually we will be back to 4 to 6. But I don't know when. So there you go. We didn't change our time. We're not 1 hour. We're 2 hours still.
All
So there
right.
you go.
As usual,
That's fun, boys. Good show.
we've solved
Thanks to
nothing today on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, but that doesn't mean that we won't try again tomorrow. So I ended the show yesterday thinking it was Thursday yesterday.
Yes.
I'm like,
You're like the White Sox pitcher trying to throw a strike.
I haven't been to work in 2.5 months, man.
2 days.
I got to pay attention to what day it is now.
Welcome back, pal.
I'm going to the Jays game. Please win. Go, Jays, go. Go, Jays,
All
go.
right.
Please win. Please win. Please win.
Sammy, bring him some luck, man.
will.
I'll be home watching.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're back again tomorrow.